The best legacy any parent can bequeath to the children is education and skills training. And because of that, we have to take skills training very, very important. Today, I would want to share with you some of the reasons why the young people of today are not too much interested in learning skills or learning trade. The number one reason is a wrong perception a lot of people have that it is those who are not academically good that are supposed to learn trade. But in our daily lives, we need carpenters, we need electricians, we need hairdressers, we need mechanics, we need all these people. Yes, there's technical schools that teach a lot of these trades, but there are other people who also learn it on the job. So it is not true that it is those who are dropouts or those who are not academically good alone that are supposed to learn trade. I know of people who have finished tertiary education but decided to go and learn trade because they wanted a profession that they will be comfortable with. Some also wanted to change profession. In fact, I know someone who was a banker, but she went to learn this decoration and then added catering. And right now, she's doing better than when she was working at the bank, according to her testimony. So it's a wrong perception. You can finish high school before you go and learn trade. You can even finish tertiary before you go and learn trade. So that wrong perception makes people uncomfortable. And naturally, some of them even feel that they are looked down upon. But it doesn't work that way. In a lot of advanced countries, these people even receive higher wages. And even in Africa, sometimes you may not see these people in Thai working like those in the white-collar job business, but a lot of them are making more money than even people that are sitting at their offices. So that perception is the reason why some people are not comfortable going to learn trade. The second reason is that sometimes the treatment that are meted out to them, it's sometimes not too comfortable. In some situations, it's a bit inhuman. Sometimes you can see a grown-up young man, 20-year-old, 22-year-old, and you will see him, the son, kneeling down, raising the hands, all because he was a little late going to work. Of course, we do not encourage lateness, but these kind of things make them feel some way. And because of that, some are not comfortable to go and learn any trade. So in some situations, they even cane them. Can you imagine a 20-year-old young lady being caned for making a mistake at work or for not going early? So sometimes the way they treat them, others also would send them to go and then wash for the spouses of their masters or their trainers, and it is something that they are also not comfortable with. In some situations, to trade that is supposed to take about 2 years, the masters will tell them that you have to use 4 years, 5 years to learn. Can you imagine that when somebody is going to learn tailoring, sometimes some masters will tell them you have to spend 4 years, 5 years. Meanwhile, with good and effective training, within 2 years, definitely the person should be able to start sewing. Of course, I know that we have different abilities, but sometimes the years that is required for them to learn the trade is unreasonably high. Sometimes too, the demands from certain masters that when you finish, you have to serve me for 2 years or 3 years without any salary. It's something. It's also something that concerns a lot of people. Another thing is the one we call tsinsa. In West Africa, when you are going to learn trade, there is something we call Sinsa in Akan language in Ghana, where you are supposed to pay certain amounts, sometimes certain drinks, and sometimes some traditional stuff you pay to the master. In some situations, you pay half, and when you finish, you pay the rest. Sometimes it is so expensive that people from poor homes are not able to afford. Sometimes the child or the young person want to learn, but if that child is an orphan or is not getting anybody to help him or her, the child or the young person also gives up. So that's insane. And I was amazed to learn something. I have a friend who is far younger than me. Years back, he learned welding, and it was time for us to go join the family so that they perform whatever ceremony to show that he's graduated. In Akan, they say wapon. So they had to do certain traditional things where they were pouring libation and praying. And among other things they said was that they are now releasing him and he'll be free to give birth. And I didn't understand. And when I asked, they were saying that when he was going to learn the trade, the master prayed to his gods that should it happen that the boy is not able to finish learning the trade, graduate and come and pay the remaining part of the itinsa or the remaining part of the money that's supposed to be paid to the master, his manhood should die. It means that they had placed that person on that case, so they were releasing him. And we were surprised. In fact, we were surprised because among the team was also a reverend minister who also went with it. And I never knew that this thing exists. How can you dedicate somebody's life under this kind of thing just because he is coming to learn welding? Anyway, thankfully that my friend finished, and then by God's grace, he's working with the profession, the welding profession that he went to learn. But I don't understand why, if somebody is coming to learn trade, all these things, invocation of gods and all these things should come. Of course, I respect everybody's religion, but as much as possible, it's a bit strange. You are going to learn trade, and I'm wondering what that thing has got to do with putting somebody's, or somebody's child's destiny under some form of God or whatever it is. For me, I've still not overcome that shock. Others are also not able to learn trade because of quick money. Sometimes when they sit down, they say, why should I sit down 2 years, 3 years, go and then learn trade? Why don't I find an easy way of making money? Maybe if I did betting, or maybe if I did lotto, or maybe if I did this, I'll be able to get money. That is why some people are interested in, doing certain negative things, internet fraud and all these things, because they feel that way that they'll be able to make a lot of money. So some people, because of sheer laziness, they also don't want to learn. And let me have this for our young girls. It is not dignified to go around begging for what you'll be able to work yourself to obtain. Of course, we know that everybody from time to time, needs a support. But if it becomes your character that instead of learning trade, all you have to do is that you pick a phone and call people, especially men around, asking them for money, asking them for mobile money. For example, if she needs 100 Ghana cedis to do something, he will call about 4 or 5 so that every person, most of them, men, will be able to, provide them with money. I'm not saying that when you need help, don't contact people or friends. But if that becomes your character, it doesn't help. You need to learn some trade. It is of no importance for you to go and settle with a friend that is doing her work or his work and then gossip from morning till evening without doing anything. When you need help, you go and ask for money. It doesn't really help. When you have your skills, no man can bluff you. No man will be able to disrespect you because he knows that you have something, or you have something at your fingers that, you work, that helps you to put food on the table. So that even if you marry, your husband will respect you. And I also think that attention to technical education has gone down. And because of that, a lot of people are depending upon wayside trade people who are helping, whose activities are also no helping, they are helping, but activities are not regulated. So I think it's an area we all have to look at, because technical education is very, very important. Sometimes they may learn the trade, but the resources to establish their shops after learning is another thing. And I think it's an area individuals, philanthropists, churches, government must look at, so that we'll be able to help all these people that acquire trade. Some of them, instead of learning, after learning the trade, instead of starting a little, they also aim to have a very big shop or very big workshop. But at least you can try. Little by little, you'll be able to establish yourselves. Learning trade is very, very, very important, because the skills that you have acquired, nobody will be able to take from your hands. There will be redundancy in people doing white-collar job, their job. They will be complaining. People will be going on demonstration, going on strike for salary increment. But when you have the skills, nobody will be able to come and collect that, that skills from you. It is important for us to have skills, so that we'll be able to work for ourselves and make our own money. So friends, these are some of the reasons why some people do not like learning trade. But I believe after watching this video, you'll give it a second thought. Learn something that will help you sustain yourself. And I'm sure you will never regret you did. My name is Arthur Rentishan, and this is Prime Testimony Channel. Until I meet with you again in my next video, I'm saying bye-bye. God bless you. And thanks for watching my videos.